The invitation had come a week earlier, wrapped in warmth and eagerness. "Fly out, Grandma," Emma had said over the phone. Her voice had that bright, hurried energy of a young mother balancing too many tasks at once. "We want you here for Thanksgiving. The kids keep asking when you'll visit. It wouldn't be the same without you." Her words lingered in my heart long after the call ended. I could almost see her in her kitchen, phone cradled between her cheek and shoulder, flour dusting her apron while a pie cooled on the counter. I could hear the faint echoes of her children, little Hannah and Jacob, laughing in the background. For a moment, I hesitated. Traveling alone wasn't as simple as it once was. My knees stiffened after sitting too long, and the bustle of airports often left me flustered. But the thought of spending another holiday in a quiet house, with only the tick of the clock for company, pressed gently on my chest. I decided to go. That night, I opened my closet and packed slowly. A soft cardigan, the scarf my late husband, Richard, had given me years ago, navy blue, still faintly scented with cedar from the chest where I kept it. A small gift for each child, wrapped neatly in tissue paper. And a book, though I doubted I would read it. Watching clouds from a plane window always seemed enough. The morning of my flight was crisp and gray. The cab driver helped me with my suitcase, asking cheerfully where I was headed. "To see my family," I answered. The words warmed me more than the heater blowing gently through the vents. Airports have a way of swallowing time. People hurried in every direction, wheeling suitcases, sipping coffee, clutching tickets. I moved slowly, steadying myself with the railings, my boarding pass tucked carefully in my pocket. At the gate, I found a seat near the window. The runway stretched into the distance, glistening with a faint sheen of morning dew. When the plane finally lifted, I closed my eyes. The hum of the engines carried me upward, and I thought of Emma's voice again. "We want you here. Hours later, the plane touched down in their city. The seatbelt light dimmed, and passengers shuffled to retrieve their bags. My heart fluttered with the familiar mix of fatigue and excitement. I imagined Emma standing just beyond the gate with a bright smile, Hannah tugging at her sleeve, Jacob holding a little handmade sign with, "Welcome Grandma," written in crayon. But when I stepped into the crowded terminal, there was no sign of them. I waited by the baggage carousel, watching suitcases tumble onto the belt. People embraced, waved, hurried toward doors. My suitcase finally appeared, and I lifted it carefully. Still, no familiar faces. Minutes turned into half an hour. I sat on a bench near the arrival's exit, scanning the crowd. Each time the automatic doors opened, cold air swept in and my hopes rose, only to settle again. Finally, I pulled out my phone and dialed Emma's number. It rang once, twice, then her voicemail. "Hi, this is Emma. Leave a message, and I'll call you back." I hung up, telling myself she must be on her way. Maybe traffic was heavy. Maybe the children had delayed her somehow. Another 15 minutes passed. I tried again. This time, the phone rang longer before cutting to silence. I sat very still, the weight of the moment pressing down. Had they forgotten? The thought was sharp, almost unthinkable. Emma had sounded so sincere. The children had been excited. Yet here I was, alone in a busy airport, the air buzzing with other people's reunions. I closed my eyes, breathed deeply, and tried to steady myself. My late husband's scarf rested gently around my neck, grounding me. After another long wait, I decided to take a cab to their house. Perhaps there had been some mix-up. Perhaps Emma thought I was arriving later in the evening. The cab ride wound through streets lined with bare trees, their branches etched against a pale November sky. Houses glowed with early holiday lights, wreaths already hanging on doors. The sight softened me. Thanksgiving had always been about gathering, about warmth in the heart of the cold season. When we pulled up to Emma's house, I paid the driver and stood for a moment on the sidewalk. The house looked as familiar as ever. White shutters, a swing on the porch, a faint glow from the living room window. My chest loosened. I rang the bell. No answer. I knocked gently. Still nothing. The street was quiet except for the rustle of dry leaves. After a long pause, I tried the doorknob. It was locked, of course. I sat down carefully on the porch swing, my suitcase at my feet. The wood creaked softly beneath me. Minutes stretched. I called again. This time, Emma picked up. "Mom." Oh my goodness, are you there already? I thought your flight was this evening. We were just about to leave to get you. Her words tumbled out in a rush, a mix of apology and relief. My heart softened instantly. It wasn't neglect, not forgetfulness, just a misunderstanding. I'm here, I said gently, smiling despite the chill. I'll wait on the porch until you arrive. When their car finally pulled into the driveway, headlights sweeping across the lawn, the children leapt out before it had even fully stopped. Hannah ran to me first, her little arms wrapping tightly around my waist. Jacob followed, proudly holding a crumpled piece of paper with, "Welcome Grandma," written in large, uneven letters. Emma hurried over, her face flushed. "I'm so sorry, Mom. I should have double-checked the flight details. I can't believe you've been waiting." I touched her cheek lightly. "It's all right. I'm here now. That's what matters." Inside, the house was warm and full of life. The kitchen smelled of roasted turkey and cinnamon. Candles flickered softly on the counter. My suitcase was whisked away, my coat hung up. Hannah pulled me to the table to show me the place she had set for me, complete with a little handmade napkin ring of orange construction paper. As we sat down together, laughter and chatter filling the room, I felt the earlier loneliness slip away. The wait at the airport, the chill of the porch, all of it faded into something smaller, something softened by the glow of the present moment. Later that evening, as dishes were cleared and pie was served, I caught Emma's gaze across the table. Her eyes were tired but warm. "Thank you for coming, Mom," she said softly. "It really wouldn't have been the same without you." I smiled, my hand resting on the scarf around my neck. The truth was simple. Even in the moments of waiting, even in the spaces where worry crept in, love had carried me here. And now, surrounded by family, that love felt fuller than ever. Thanksgiving, I realized, wasn't about flawless plans or perfect timing. It was about showing up, about being present, about the gentle relief of finding your place at the table. And there, with Hannah leaning against my arm and Jacob proudly offering me the biggest slice of pumpkin pie, I knew I was home.